Up next, a high school teacher and a parent. Well, they've been arrested for allegedly trying to sneak out an exam from, I guess, high school teacher's school, right?
Right. Well, so a contract teacher allegedly snuck into her old workplace, a high school, to allegedly sneak out a copy of the exams. So Daegu Regional Court approved the arrest warrant for the 30-year-old teacher, seeing her as a flight risk and citing concerns for attempts to destroy evidence. So she's facing charges of accepting bribes, trespassing, and obstruction. Yesterday, the court also approved the arrest warrant for the parent, a mom, and a school facilities manager.
So we need to know the details of this case because once again, we're talking about like school, yes.
Breaking in. So the mom and the teacher, they're suspected of having colluded at the high school and going into this high school in Andong without permission to now allegedly take out the exams. A school groundskeeper saw them enter and they also tripped the school's alarm system. So the school was in the middle of final exams that week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So according to the police investigation, the teacher apparently worked as a contract teacher for this particular high school. The police suspect that the teacher and the parent allegedly snuck into the school multiple times. The police also confirmed that money had allegedly exchanged hands between the two, thus the bribery charge, and even to the facilities manager who may have turned a blind eye to them going in. That's why he was put under arrest as well.
Okay.
The police also booked the high school student who potentially received these benefits. And here's the kicker.
Yes.
She's known to have been at the very top, like 전교 1등, ever since she started high school. And another kicker, this particular teacher gave her private tutoring. So she was the student's private tutor ever since the student was in middle school. By the way, current teachers, whether they be full-time or contract, cannot give private tutoring. So that's against the law as well. So the school yesterday reached an internal decision to, number one, give the student a 0 on at least this exam. And decided to expel her, although official administrative processes will take some time.
All right. This next one is a PSA of sorts about the consumption coupons.
Are you, everyone, all the y'all, getting bombarded with messages from your portal and then your bank apps and all of that on check out how much you potentially receive for your consumption coupons?
Yes.
So the thing is, we're getting spammed, and then there are also concerns of getting scammed. So, yes, listen up. Only the government will tell you, or your banking apps will tell you when the signups began. So I tried it for the sake of research, and they don't have access to your sensitive information. They shouldn't. So they just ask you things like, do you live in Seoul, Incheon, or Gyeonggi? Because you get additional money if you don't. And then, are you a single parent? And all that. So they give you a very rough estimate.
Okay.
But there are concerns that there may be scams targeting people waiting for these coupons. And this is via the Korea Internet and Security Agency, KISA.
Right.
They recently sent out an alert for people to be aware of these potential phishing attempts. So they expect there to be a massive increase in scam messages with keywords like 지원금, the stipend, 대상자, are you subject to that stipend, 쿠폰 발급처, where to get the coupons, to try to steal personal information or embed malware. So here's the thing, 5 stars. Official government messages and also from your banking applications will never include a link. So do not click on any links.
Right.
Also, you can only sign up for these coupons via the official Government 24 website, your local government website, or the official card or bank website/app. Again, these sites will never ask you for your personal card number or PIN/password.
Yes.
And you can also add, if you do want to be extra careful, add KISA's 보호나라 and use their smishing or phishing checking services.
Okay, well, thanks for the heads up so we can be better aware. We're on alert, so don't fall for any of the scams. Up next, in the UK, there's this case called the most expensive email, which caused a massive data breach of some Afghan nationals. We need some clarification.
Right. So the British courts recently lifted this injunction, a gag order. So now we have details of this very high-profile case.
Okay.
So this goes all the way back to February of 2022 when a Marine sent the wrong attachment in an email.
Yes.
This email had a spreadsheet of information on 25,000 Afghan nationals, including 6,000 Afghan soldiers, 19,000 of their families, who had requested to be removed from Afghanistan to the UK to be moved because they feared retaliation from the Taliban. So they feared for their safety. Now their information is in an email attachment out there. Sources say that the Marine was told to confirm the soldiers were part of the units who fought with the British soldiers. He was supposed to only send a file containing information of those specific soldiers, instead sent the entire file.
Yes.
The recipient of this email, not been disclosed, but it's said to be an Afghan national. And also, according to latest reports, I'm citing the BBC, among them were identities of more than 100 British officials, including members of the special forces who were also compromised.
Yes, yes.
The Defense Ministry only found out about the leaks because a civilian saw the file circulating online and notified his or her elected representative.
Yes, yes, and it's costing the British government majorly to fix this issue.
Right, so the government estimated that it could cost up to £6 billion to fix the problem. That's 11.2 trillion won.
Yes.
The British government has come up with a secret plan to move the major victims. They have already been moved. Some are waiting.
Busan saw severe flooding as well, and that includes the most recent UNESCO heritage site.
Right, just the timing of this all. So we're talking about the Ulju County Pangudae, the Petroglyphs. They've been submerged underwater as well, and they currently are. So the prehistoric rock carvings are located right on or over the Pangucheon stream.
Yes.
And that water level there reached 56 meters on Saturday. That means that basically most of the petroglyphs are underwater because the rock carvings from ground level, they sit at an area between 53 and 57 meters at the point of the rocks. So this particular river or stream doesn't have floodgates, 수문, so that you would usually control the water levels.
Sure.
So when the reservoir that is connected to the river, when it floods, the river floods as well, and the rocks are affected.
Yes, but from your explanation, it seems that the rock carvings do get submerged from time to time.
They do. It's unfortunately the way that, nature is built in that area. However, the concern is that it may take time for the water levels to go down because looking at precedents, back in 2023, the carvings were submerged underwater for 74 days due to the rain season and the following typhoon season.
I see.
So on average, experts say that the petroglyphs spend about 42 days per year underwater, which, by the way, is a significant improvement from the period until 2013 when they spent an average of 150 days underwater.
Yes.
So that's when the authorities started to really actively control the water levels. So that's nature, right? And, you can say, well, the petroglyphs have existed long before we did, and, they're obviously sturdy enough. But then what's changed? Well, they are now a UNESCO heritage site where the whole point is they were deemed so because they were deemed very valuable to humanity, but also for preservation. So from these preservation aspects, that's not ideal. They are underwater, literally.
Right.
So there are plans to build floodgates to keep the water levels at a more manageable rate. However, that's a process that'll take until 2030 to complete.
Years.
So in the meantime, something has to happen.
All right, for our next story. Oh, this clip went viral. Haley and I, we reenacted it just, off air Friday. But this story just kind of grew and grew. We're talking about that couple at a Coldplay concert.
It's like a meme that's bred several thousand memes.
Yes.
But now we have a conclusion. So Coldplay's vocalist Chris Martin inadvertently exposed an alleged affair at his concert. Right. So it was at the Boston concert on Wednesday last week. The Jumbotron, kind of the kiss cam, was showing various shots of couples in the audience. And I suppose the band, they were making up clever songs about them as a part of their performance.
Yes.
So it zoomed in on this couple having, until that point, having a lovely time. The man was hugging the woman from behind. The back hug. And just all smiles. But then when they realized they were on camera, it was a
Look
full
at the reaction.
freak out. The woman covers her face, turns away.
He ducks. Literally.
He just ducks. And then Chris Martin says, either they're having an affair or they're really shy.
Hilarious and apparently on point because we have an investigations that were done.
We have IDs.
Yes.
We have IDs and
we
receipts.
know who they are.
So internet sleuths, and that's what we call in Korean netizen 수사대. I do like that there are terms for it everywhere. They quickly identified the couple as a CEO of a New York-based AI and data company, astronomer Andy Byron, and the same company's human resources head chief people officer, Kristen Cabot. Well, Byron's married. According to after being several days of being kind of the most famous or infamous man on the internet.
Yes.
Byron has resigned from his post. Astronomer released a statement saying that Byron has tendered his resignation and the board accepted. The company's statement said on Saturday, as we stated previously, we are committed to the values and culture that have guided us since our founding, and that the leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability. And recently that the standard was not met.
Yes.
And by the way, I mean, we're not trying to harp in on this couple. It's a whole moral ethics thing. That's an ethics thing. But then it's also a CEO and a HR chief. They're having a relationship.
All right. Well, thank you for going over all the Woggly stories, and we'll check in with you tomorrow. Thank you, Haley.
Have a great day.